An excellent speech opener might be as easy as asking how your company can endure in the era of fast upheaval. You want to elicit an emotional response that grabs the audience's attention and propels your speech forward. The idea is to show confidence that you can assist your audience in finding solutions to existential risks confronting their businesses. Whether you are a sports performance guru, a fine art historian, or a supply chain whiz, your key themes should be constant. This kind of clarity provides a stable foundation upon which to build, much to how some sculptors utilize the fundamental framework of an armature to construct an artwork. What you want to convey in your core message is not just what you do but also why and how you do it. Securing your key themes is an essential step in developing the substance of your speech. These are the motivators that link to your brand. Explaining these key concepts will also influence your delivery style and structure. The total views and ideals you want to express in your speech will undoubtedly influence it. Knowing them, however, requires first understanding yourself and your audience. Once you've identified your key messages, the blank page won't be empty for long. Consider them the framework around which everything else may be constructed. This will help you write and perform the speech. It will also assist you in determining whether or not your objectives were fulfilled. Regarding the substance of your speech, it's critical to be loyal to yourself. Take a systematic look at what you need to prepare and start collecting ideas, tools, and information. Set specific goals based on your brief and the ideals you want to portray. You must be clear about what you want from your speech for yourself and your audience. Contextualizing the substance of your speech to stay true to your primary themes will give it personality, character, and vitality, which will align with your principles. Taking raw stuff and contextualizing it to fit your personality is a significant step toward capturing the excitement and authenticity of show and tell. We've previously spoken about the importance of content ownership. Your goal should be to produce a speech that you, the speaker, own. Your goal as a speechwriter should be to craft a speech that you own. That means communicating the content in a style that seems natural and enables you to be emotionally and intellectually immersed in it. All outstanding public presenters have one thing in common: they tell tales. This delivery feature lifts their remarks into the realms of the unforgettable. The great thing about telling stories is that we can all do it. It's something we all do daily. It is well acknowledged that information builds credibility. However, there is a significant disadvantage to any speech in which the emphasis is on conveying as much information as possible. If the speaker is overwhelmed with figures and knowledge, they will struggle to connect with their audience on an emotional level. A substantial corpus of scholarly study has recently emerged, demonstrating the grand narrative's power. The typical strand of history achieves a common goal for all parties involved. The speaker recounts their experiences, and the audience enjoys them. As a result, the speech is a success. According to a growing amount of scholarly evidence, skilled storytelling helps presenters and audiences grasp complicated topics and ideas in meaningful and frequently personal ways. Scientists have investigated the brain networks involved in telling and hearing tales and their effectiveness. People react to tales, making them excellent message carriers. While telling a tale may not be the most straightforward approach to impart information, spending the time to weave the facts you want to express into a story that people want to hear can provide much higher outcomes. For a speaker, storytelling is the key to success on several levels. Associating facts with tales establishes a persistent connection between the narrative and the facts. As the audience gets emotionally immersed in your stories, you will create energy in the room. They have joined you on a narrative adventure without even recognizing it. Storytelling turns a fact-based presentation into something meaningful and relevant. A speech that makes strong use of narrative will not only connect immediately, but the most excellent points will lodge themselves in the minds of your audience as you give it. Use narrative in your public speaking. Humans are a storytelling species, dating back to the narrative imagery of ancient cave drawings. We all utilize the power of tales to engage, relate, enlighten, entertain, and connect more than ever before. After a few good talks, you may transition from the comfort of a strictly written presentation to a looser framework that allows for some improvisation. It may be argued that it demands higher respect and application of narrative abilities. Great storytelling has the power to transform the ordinary into the exceptional. Any good speaker should strive to provide a narrative journey. Watching stand-up comedians is one of the most acceptable methods of developing storytelling skills. Please note how they put their set together and the story they convey. Speaking in front of a group or department is one of the most effective methods to increase your exposure. Speakers may believe they are the center of attention or the star of the speech, but it is all about their audience. They are the most influential individuals in the room and will decide whether or not your speech is flourishing. You can affect how your speech is perceived, but the audience is the ultimate judge. Try convincing yourself that you don't need to worry about stage fright since you aren't the main attraction. Once you've accepted it, it takes some of the weight off your shoulders. You're probably already familiar with your audience if you're presenting at an internal meeting or a family gathering. However, if you have been asked to speak at an external business event, you will need to do more research. The more you understand what is expected of you as a speaker and the environment in which you will deliver your speech, the better prepared you will be. Members of the C-suite will have a different viewpoint than, for example, external stockholders in the company. Every audience member has a different expectation and goal for the speaker. A complicated and fast guideline for public speaking is to provide an entertaining performance. Your delivery style and the insightful and engaging tales you share with them must delight your audience. There are several fundamental assumptions that you may and should make. The desire to be amused, educated, motivated, and inspired is at the top of the list. If you're planning to give a presentation at a conference or other comparable event, you should find out what the organizers anticipate of you. Determine how your speech will fit in with the overall topic and other speakers to minimize unnecessary overlap. By asking these questions, if they haven't already been offered, you'll ensure that you leave with a thorough grasp of the context in which you'll be speaking, as well as what is expected of you in terms of style and content. The briefing is a continuous procedure before the speech in which the speaker obtains information to aid in preparation and delivery. Arriving early for an event allows you to immerse yourself in some possibly very valuable last-minute microbriefings. You may get a sense of the location and specific vibrations, as well as the tone and atmosphere of the event, by chatting with individuals. Changing aspects of your delivery might work in your favor. Simple things like employing words or acronyms enhance the impression that you are there to participate in their experience. Referencing audience members or previous speakers may also aid in forming a link between the speaker and the audience. A solitary speaker's speech will not be heard or engaged by an audience that feels disconnected from the speaker and is being coldly directed. This we and them mentality provides a barrier to achievement. Information collecting reaches a threshold of diminishing returns. There is no hard and fast rule or method for determining when that threshold has been achieved. During this process, remember to be true to your primary messaging and personal brand. Also, ensure that the organizer gives the briefing you pay the most attention to. Information collecting reaches a threshold of diminishing returns. No hard and fast rule or formula shows when that point has been achieved. Remember the importance of sticking to your primary themes and personal brand. Also, ensure that the organizer gives the briefing you pay the most attention to. Measuring success becomes more complicated when an organizer strives for more than just entertainment. The level of clapping and overall audience response may be the measure in a casual situation. If the organizer is evasive on the matter, bring it up yourself during the briefing. Excellent preparation entails more than just concentrating on the speech. A vital aspect must be addressed before any speaker may feel completely at ease. This is more than simply the location. It's also the setting in which you're delivering your speech. Every event has a dress code that helps to establish the style and tone. As the speaker, you should consider the clothing code and what makes you feel at ease. The thing to ask yourself is if your look supports your brand. Because they are familiar with their surroundings, the finest speakers seem easy. This has two components: the venue and the stage or speaking area. Taking the techniques listed below will make it much simpler to concentrate on your speech performance. As a speaker, you must consider the technical characteristics of the setting in which your speech will be delivered. These include the audiovisual, AV, sound, lighting, and any visuals you want to employ. It would be best if you spent time with a skilled AV staff to ensure they understand your needs.